So in the reapportionment cost, what we are going to do it is, or we are going to reallocate the service department overheads to the production department. So the sundry expenses usually maybe the other any general related overheads or the general overheads, so that we have sundry expenses. So these calculations we will do only when in the question if it is the working hours or the productive working hours are given, so then we can calculate the absorption rate. Hello dear student, welcome to the session. My name is Kupamdi, faculty in the Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Aid College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we are discussing fundamentals of cost accounting for second semester BCom in the 5th unit, overheads. So in the previous sessions, we have seen the preparation of primary distribution table or the primary distribution summary. So in the today's session, the same, we are continuation of that. There is a second step that we have, the preparation of secondary distribution summary. So that we call it as it is the reapportionment of overheads. So for doing the reapportionment of overheads, we need to prepare this secondary distribution table or the summary. For that, here we have to follow the method, that is repeated distribution method. So while we prepare this secondary distribution summary, we have to follow the method of repeated distribution. So here we'll see what is reapportionment of overheads. So usually in a factory, there will be the production department as well as the service department. So the production department, it is completely involved in the production of a product, whereas service department that doesn't do any production work, but it is helping the production department for manufacturing or for doing any production work. So whatever the cost which is incurred for the service department, actually these are the costs which is incurred while making a product, which is the service cost. So in the reapportionment cost, what we are going to do it is, or we are going to reallocate the service department overheads to the production department. So that is what we call it as the reapportionment of overheads. So here, service department, for example, their work, it is the maintenance or maybe the canteens or maybe the stores or maybe the HR related work. Don't make any product directly. So their costs are reapportioned to the production department because only the production department absorbs the overheads into the product. So that means while finding the cost of a product, the overall cost of the production department, that will be taken. So whatever the cost which is incurred in the service department, that has to be reallocated or that has to be charged again to the production department. So that we call it as the reapportionment of overheads, because service department, they do not involve any in the manufacturing kind of work. So they will be maintaining the canteens or the supervising or maybe the HR related or maybe any some kind of the stores maintenance. So these are the service related work. So they are indirectly helping the production cost or the production work. So when we find the total production cost, we have to consider these costs also. So that's why when we prepare the primary distributions, there we will have all the individual department wise cost, including the production cost as well as the service cost. While we prepare the secondary, we are going to take the service department overhead, so that will be reallocated to the production department. So that is what we call it as the reapportionment of overheads. So here we have the repeated distributions method. So that means when we prepare the secondary distribution table, we have to follow the repeated distribution method. Under this method, the expenses of one service department is apportioned to all the other service department, including the other service department. For example, in a factory, there is 5 department, A, B, C, which is production department, and D and E, which are the service department. So under repeated distributions method, what happens? First, we will take the overhead of service department D. So that will be allocated to all the other service department, including this one, including the other service department. So this is the one allocation is done. So again, another service department that we have, it is E. We will take the overhead of E, so that we will allocate to all the department including D. So that is what we call it as a repeated distributions method. So under this, we will take one service department overhead. So that will be allocated to all the department, including the production as well as the other service department. So this process will continue until the value will become the negligible. Maybe the below 10. So when we get the value below 10 or negligible value where we cannot apportion next, so where there we will stop the process. So that method we call it as a repeated distribution method. So this is one important method that you can expect for the 15 marks questions here, where we will ask to prepare the primary distributions and the secondary distributions under the method of repeated distribution method. So first we'll see one problem so you will understand how to prepare the secondary table here. See the question. So the Sun Limited has 3 department, which is P1, P2, P3 and 2 service department S1 and S2. So here Sun Limited has 5 department, 3 production department that is P1, P2, P3 and 2 service department S1 and S2. So here all the 5 department total overheads or the total indirect expenses incurred, which is given here. So the rent and rates we have 5,000, then we have depreciation of machinery, it is 10,000, then we have lighting 600, then we have power 1,500, then we have canteen expenses 650, then we have sundry expenses 10,000. First step it is, we need to prepare a primary distribution summary for this overhead. To allocate this overhead, we have the basis of allocation. So other information, individual department wise, we have the basis of allocation. So we have floor area, number of light point, number of employees, then we have direct wage, then we have indirect wage. Here one important, indirect wage, it is one expenses. It is not like other basis of allocations. Usually the indirect expenses we will have along with the expenses total. But here in this question, one thing they have given indirect expenses or indirect wages, it is given directly the department wise. So that we need to take. And then we have HP of machine, then value of machineries, then the production hours worked. So from this basis, first we will have to allocate these expenses. First, rent and rate. What is the basis? For rent and rates, always will be the floor area. We will take this ratio to allocate the rent and rates. So for rent and rates, it is floor area. Then depreciation on machinery 10,000. To allocate that, we have value of machineries. So the depreciation on machinery is given. For that, we have here the value of machineries. These ratio we will take. So for the depreciation of machinery, your basis it is value of machinery. Then we have lighting 600. To allocate lighting, here we have the number of light point. So here as a basis of allocations, we have number of light point. These ratio will be taken to allocate the lighting charges. So your basis it is number of light point. Then we have power, which is 1,500. To allocate power, we have the basis of allocation here, that is HP of machine. Here clearly it is given the horsepower of machine, that is HP, it is consumed by the machine, that will be taken to allocate the power. So these ratio will be taken. So for the power, it is HP of machines. Then we have canteen expenses, means it is the employee related expenses, 650. To allocate that, here we have the number of employees. So this ratio will be taken to allocate canteen expenses. So it is number of employees. So the sundry expenses usually maybe the other any general related overheads or the general overheads. So that we have general sundry expenses. To allocate this, we will take the direct wage as basis. So here sundry expenses, your basis it is direct wage. So first we will prepare the primary distributions allocating these expenses. After that, then you have in your question, the expenses of service department S1 and S2 are apportioned below. So that means after you prepare the primary distribution table, you have to prepare the secondary distribution. So where you will allocate or reallocate the service department overhead to all the other department. So this information when you have in the question, so this information, from this we will prepare the secondary distribution summary under the method of repeated distribution method. So when these information is given, it is clear that you have to prepare the secondary distribution table or the summary under a method of repeated distribution method. So here S1 and S2, we will take this ratio while we prepare the secondary distribution table. So first we'll see the solution part. The step 1, it is the preparation of primary distribution summary. So the column, it is the element, then basis column, then total column, then 5 department wise column. So here P1, P2, P3, which is production department, S1 and S2, it is service department. So when we prepare the primary distribution, the first step we need to follow, it is we need to write the direct material and direct wages of only service department. So here in your question, we have to see the table of basis of apportionment. Here when we have the direct material and direct wages of service department, we need to take. So here anywhere in this table, we don't have the direct material. So here we don't have the direct material. So the direct material, it is nil. Service department, it is nil, it is not given. Then we have the direct wages. See here, we have direct wages of service department. Only service department we need to take. So the S1, it is 1500, S2, it is 500. So that amount, actual amount, S1 1500, S2 500 as it is, we will take. So the total comes to 2000. So that is the first step. So once we write direct material, direct wages, it is done. So then we'll start allocating these expenses. So the first we have, it is rent, which is 5000. Your basis, it is floor area. So we have rent, your basis, it is floor area, total amount is 5000. So we will take the ratio of floor area. See here, the floor area, if we simplify, here we can cancel 2 zeros from each department. So 25:30:20:5. So that is the ratio. So again we can simplify. So the simplified ratio, it is 4:5:6:1. See this one, 20, 25, 30, 20 and 5. We can simplify by taking the common factor, it is 5. So 5 4s are 20. 5 5s are 25, 5 6s are 30, 5 4s are 20 and 5 1s are. So your simplified ratio, it is 4:5:6:4:1. So that ratio we have taken here. So 5000 from this ratio, this is for P1, P2, P3, S1, S2. So we will allocate to all the department by taking that ratio. So the next we have, it is depreciation on machinery. So the basis, it is value of machineries. So the second one we have, it is depreciation of machinery 10,000. So your basis, it is value of machinery. So the value of machinery, your simplified ratio, you can cancel 3 zeros from each department. So your ratio will be 800:100:5:5. So again we can simplify that one. 12:16:2:1:1. Total comes to 32. So this 10,000 in this ratio we are allocating to all the department. So then we have next lighting 600. So your basis, it is number of light point. So here number of light point we have 10, 15, 20, 10, 5. So that means we can simplify by taking a common factor, it is 5. 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are, 5 4s are 20 and 5 2s are 10 and 5 1s are 5. So your simplified ratio 2:3:4:2:1. So that we will take here number of light point. This is the ratio. So total lighting charges 600. This 600, by taking these ratio, we are allocating to all the 5 department. Next expenses that we have in the question, it is power. Power charges 1500. To allocate this 1500, our basis of apportionment, it is HP of machines. So here we have HP of machines. This ratio, we can simplify this one by cancelling 0. So your ratio will be 6:3:5:1:1. So the power, HP of machine, total expenses of power, that is 1500. So your ratio 6:3:5:1. So that will be allotted to all the departments. See here power. So the power that will be allocated to all the department. Next we have the canteen expenses. See here the canteen expenses, the basis it is. Canteen expenses, it is 650. Your basis, it is number of employees. So the number of employees here we have, it is 25, 20, 10, 5, last column it is nil. So the canteen expenses here, we have the basis, it is number of employees. So your ratio will be 25:20:10:5. So if you simplify, 5 5s are 25, 5 4s are, 5 2s are, and 5 1s are. So that ratio we'll take here and we'll allocate this 650 by taking these ratio to all the department. And then we have sundries. So that means it is the general overhead or the stores overhead. So your basis, it is direct wages. So here your direct wages, we will take this ratio. So if we cancel the 2 zeros from all the department, so your simplified ratio will be 20:30:15:5. So that means we can simplify 5 4s are, 5 6s are, and 5 3s are, and 5 1s are. So this ratio we can, and 5 6 are here, this ratio we can take it as a simplified ratio. That is 6:4:6:3:1. So that ratio we will take here, 6:4:6:3:1. The total it is 20. So the total sundry expenses it is 10,000. So for each department we will allocate this 10,000 by taking this ratio we will allocate to all the department. And last one we have, it is the indirect wage. So that indirect wage, anywhere here, it is not given indirect wage. That is also one indirect expenses. But here, in your table of apportionment, it is given the indirect wage, which is one expenses or indirect expenses. So whatever the individual department wise indirect wage it is given, so that we will take as it is here, whatever the given the individual department wise, so that we will take here whatever the given value in the table of basis. So then we will do the total of this column and all the individual department wise column. So here total overhead which is comes to 31,000. Then here P1, your total overhead it is 8,950, and your P2, your total overhead it is 9,400. P3 it is 6,025, and S1 it is 4,813, and S2 it is 1,812. So all these total will be equal to 31,000. So this is the first step, preparation of primary distribution summary. So here step 2 we have to prepare the secondary distribution summary. So here for the preparation of secondary distribution summary, here we have to follow the method of repeated distribution method. Repeated distribution method. So when we prepare the secondary distribution summary, we have to follow the method of repeated distribution table. So here the step 2, whatever the total overheads that we have got from all the department, so these overhead we will take it in the secondary distribution table. So that means after your primary distribution summary, we will continue this one with the preparation of secondary distribution. The same column we have whatever the column we had for the primary distribution, the same column that we'll have for the secondary also. That is, first one, it is the element column. Then we need a column that is for the basis of allocation. Then we have one total column, and then we have 5 department wise column. So here we have 5 department, 3 production department and 2 service department. So here the columns that we have, one, it is to write the element of overheads. Then we have the basis of apportionment. Then we have, it is the total. So here we have production department. Then we have here, it is the service department. So these are the department columns that we have. Here the productions department that we have, it is P1, P2, then P3, S1 and S2. So these are the columns, same way what we had for the primary distribution, the same column that we will have in the secondary distribution also. So the first step, we will take what is the overhead as per primary distribution summary. So we have to take what is the overhead total that we have got here as per the primary distribution, as it is we have to take it there. So here total that we have, it is 31,000. Total, it is actual amount, whatever the amount we have in the primary. So that one we will take here 31,000. Then department wise amount, it is 8,950 and 9,400. 8,950, then 9,400. Then here for the P3, 6,025. Then we have here 4,813. Then for S2 we have, it is 1,812. So the first thing it is, we need to take as per the overhead as per primary distribution summary actual, whatever the amount total that we have got there. So that one we will write here. So then we'll start allocation. So first, so here secondary distribution summary, we are reallocating the service department overheads to all the other department including S2. So first, your service department S1. So what is the service department S1 amount? Here we have, it is 4,813. So that we will write it in the total column, 4,813. This amount will be allocated to all the department except to the S1. So the ratio for the allocation, it is given in your question. See here, service department S1 and S2 are apportioned below. So the S1 ratio, it is 20, 30, 40. Here S1 it is nil. For S2 it is 10. So this ratio we will take there. So it is 20, 30, 40 and 10. So 20, 30, 40 and 10. So only to the S1 we are not going to allocate, because here S1, this ratio is not given. Apart from this, all the other department will allocate that. So your total will be 100. So the first department S1, 4,813 into 20 divided by 100. So here 962.6 we can round off, that is 963, that is for P1. Then for P2, 4,813 into 30 divided by 100, it is 1,444. So it is 1,443.9, we can round off, that is 1,444. And then for P3, it is 4,813 into P3 ratio, it is 40. 40 divided by 100, it is 1,925. Then for S2, it is 4,813 into, your ratio for S2, it is 10 divided by 100, it is 481. So all this total should be equal to 408.13. So here 963 plus 1444 plus 1925 plus 481. Total should be 4813. So now one service department S1, we have done the allocation. Then again another service department S2. So what is the overhead of S2? So when we take the overhead of S2, here as per the primary distribution summary, it is 1812 plus your S1 overhead we have, it is 481. So your S2 total overhead, it is 1812 plus 481. So your overhead comes to 1812 plus 481. It is 2293. So the total overhead of service department S2, it is 2293. So this is the overhead of service department S2. So this amount we will allocate all the department except S2. So what is the ratio for the allocation? So the ratio for the allocation here S2, this ratio we have to take, that is 40, 30, 20 and 10. For S2 it is nil. So the ratio here 40:30:20:10. So the total it is 100. So except for S2, we will allocate to the rest of the department. So that means 2293 into 40 divided by 100, it is 917. Then 2293 into 30 divided by 100, it is 688. Then for P3, it is 2293 into 20 divided by 100, it is 459. Then we have 2293 into 10 divided by 100, it is 229. So 229. So the total should be comes to 2293. That means 917 plus 688 plus 459 plus 229, 2293. It should be equal to 2293. So once your both the allocation is done, then we'll draw one line here. So we will not have any calculation. So once your overhead as per primary distribution table, we have allocated both S1 overhead and S2 to overhead once. Again, we'll start reallocation service department S1. So what is the remaining overhead of S1? Here S1 we have the remaining overhead, it is 229 of S1. So that amount we will go for the reallocation. Except to this we will allocate to all the other department. So the ratio will be same. So whatever the ratio we have taken here, so the same ratio will be taken here. So that is 20:30:40:10. So the total comes to 100. Now this 229 that will be allocated to the in this ratio. So that means 229 into 20 by 100, it is 45.8. We can round up to 46. Then 229 into 30 divided by 100, it is 69. Then we have 229 into 40 divided by 100, it is 92. Then 229 into 10 divided by 100, which is 23. So the total should be equal to 229. Then again another service department, it is S2. What is the overhead of S2 now? We have only, it is 23. So that 23 that will be allocated to all the department except to this one. So that means the ratio for S2 it is same. Whatever is given in a question, S2 in this ratio that will be allocated. So that is 40, 30, 20, 10. So the 23 into 40 divided by 10, it is 9. Then 23 into 30 divided by 100, which is 7. Then 23 into 20 divided by 100, which is 5. Then 23 into 10 divided by 100, which is 2. So this is the one allocations. If we want, again we can go for reallocating this 2 again to the other department, because it will be you will get a negligible figure. So here we can stop the procedure at this stage, because here we have only 2. So when we get value the before or the below 5, that we can stop the process there. So here we can stop the process. So then we need to do the total of only the production department. So here production department P1, P2, P3, we need the total of only these 3 departments. So the total here P1 8,950 plus 963 plus 917 plus 46 plus 9. So here we are getting 10,885 for P1. For P2 it is 9,400 plus 1,444 plus 688 plus 69 plus 7. We have it is 11,608. And for department P3 it is 6,025 plus 1,925, then 459, then 92, then 5. We have it is 8,506. So this is the overheads that we need. So the total of only the production department. So this is how we'll prepare the secondary distribution table under the method of repeated distribution. So the first step it is we will take the overhead as per primary distribution summary. So that is whatever the total we have got here, the same we will transfer to this. And then we will take the service department here S1. What is the overhead of S1? It is 4,813. So that we will write here, and in this ratio, whatever the ratio is given in this question, so that we'll take here and we'll allocate to all the department except to the S1. Then when we take the S2, we need to be careful. As per the primary distribution, this one, and S1 portion is 481. We'll add both, and then we'll take the amount, and this will be allocated to all the department. Now, once these 2 distribution is done, we can draw one line. So now we have it is 229, so that will be allocated. And here we have only 2, so we can stop the process to that, and then we'll find the total of only the production department. So apart from that, we have one last calculation, that is overhead absorption rate. Overhead absorption rate. So here we have department P1, P2 and P3. So what is the overhead of P1? Here it is 10,885 for P1, and for P2 it is 11,608, 11,608, and for P3 it is 8,506, 8,506. So divided by, we need to get the absorption rate. For that, senior question, here we have the production hours worked or working hours. If it is in the question, working hours are given, we can calculate the absorption rate. Here we have the production working hours of P1, P2, P3. It is 1,892, 3,244 and 5,903. So that is the production hours. So that we will use it to calculate the absorption rate. So here 1,892 for P1, 1,892, and for P2, for the P2 it is 3,244. So 3,244, and then for P3, so the production hours it is 5,903. 5,903. So the here absorption rate calculation, it is total overhead as per the secondary distribution divided by number of working hours. So the productive working hours, it is this much. If you divide this, we will get the overhead absorption rate. So for the production department P1, 10,885 divided by 1,892, which is 5.7, it is rupees 5.7, it is the overhead absorption rate for P1. And for P2, 11,608 divided by 3,244, it is rupees 3.57. And for P3, 8,506 divided by 5,903. So here it is rupees 1.57. 0.44, it is the overhead absorption rate for P3. So this is how we need to prepare the secondary distributions under the method of repeated distribution method. So here first step, it is the preparation of primary distribution, and second step, with the continuation of that, it is the secondary distribution rate summary, and the last one we are calculating the overhead absorption rate. So these calculations we will do only when in the question, if it is the working hours or the productive working hours are given, so then we can calculate the absorption rate. So, and in the next sessions, we are going to calculate the absorption of overhead under the machine hour rate method. So, another important method that we have the absorption rate calculation, that is the machine hour rate method. So, that we will see it in the next session. So, this is all about the today's session. I hope you all understood how to prepare the secondary distributions. It is very important from the examination point of view. And we all meet in the next session. Thank you.